to be
Gotta
hitting
get
on
outta
the
here.
Elon thing,
We can talk about it.
just
It's all
to hit
good.
it because it's in the title. Where do we start with Elon? He obviously is backing out of the Twitter deal, like we all predicted from the very beginning. I have to say, I'm impressed that he was able
Wow.
to get out of the deal without pissing people off. He made it all Twitter's fault, which was a stroke of genius, I have to say. He basically was like, Twitter's been lying about how many bots there are, and therefore I'm putting the deal on hold. He's not going to do it. It's the dumbest thing ever to buy for him to buy Twitter.
So there is two different schools of thought here. Like one, first of all, there's a termination fee. You can't just
$1 billion,
like
but
publicly
that's
state.
nothing. Who cares?
That's a good amount of money. It's a good amount of free money for Twitter. You
I
know?
think he, in my opinion, no, it's great for Twitter.
Yeah.
But for Elon, I mean, we theorized that from the beginning he expected just to part with that money for whatever coverage and bullshit he's been getting.
I think the reason why it came out.
I don't know.
Okay, one thing I'll say about the Twitter thing is that like it was an incredibly like mind-bogglingly stupid thing to try and do.
Yeah.
And I think he was doing it for like short-term marketing benefits potentially.
Yeah.
But he does use Twitter as a way to boost his stock prices. Tesla stock is like incredibly overvalued regardless, right? And it's slated to continue being that way because it's treated as a tech company, so it has like this major multiplier. And he uses Twitter a lot to change the dynamic, or to like become newsworthy, or to even like reveal his like new inventions that he's never going to actually follow through on. So I think that's why he wanted to control and potentially manipulate public opinion, and you know,
it was worth $1 billion
realize the
for him. The coverage he got, the goodwill amongst conservatives he got. He probably made over $1 billion from all the
who knows?
shit he was able to promote.
Well, I think he like had to sell some of his stocks to be able to put like
you know what,
additional down.
And then also another theory is that he sold Tesla stocks so he could buy Twitter.
Yeah.
But it's possible that, he never intended to buy Twitter and he wanted to take a bunch of money out of Tesla without panicking people. So he paid a $1 billion tax to Twitter.
That's believable, I think. Anyway, but like, so he could have known what the percentage of bots was, right? I mean, that was literally in the contract, but he waived it, and now he's making a big fuss about it. But he's violated that contract, the non-disparagement clause, like numerous times already, like including, I think, like putting a poop emoji under the reply of like the fucking current CEO, which is such a weird concept to like go through in arbitration. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna have to, like, a lawyer is gonna be like, well, Your Honor, the poop emoji in this circumstance was very clearly like a negative thing to say. And the other reason why he might be making a big stink about the bots is so that he can
he gets out and he's not the bad guy.
Shave like a couple billion. Well, he might try to shave a couple billion off the price, because the original price that he gave,
the stock has gone down significantly since he made that offer, both his and Twitter's. You guys know the stock market has.
But the original price he was pointing to was like already super high, right? The original price he was pointing to was insane.
It was way above, yeah.
And that's what made it fall within the fiduciary responsibility of the board to like actually take seriously. If he had come in with like a lower price point for the stock, they could have had a better argument to say like, no, we don't want Elon Musk to take control. We don't want him to like buy out the company. But the number he gave was really high, so this is one way to like access that barrier. And now that the deal is slated to be completed, now he can like actually force to drive the price down, and then, buy it $10 billion cheaper. You know what I mean?
Well,
potentially.
Yeah, I mean, he's in a tough spot. Tesla's down 30% this month. Twitter's down 17%. But what was his initial offer? Was really high.
It was like $56
per
share.
So now it's 38.
Like that.
That's a huge difference, man.
Yeah. It was in that ballpark, in the 50-something.
Well, anyway, he announced, in the past I voted Democrat because they were the party of kindness.
So stupid.
but now they are the party of division and hate, so I can no longer support them.
By the way, this is coming literally after the Buffalo shooter did
I
a
know,
gross white
awesome.
supremacist terror attack.
And I will be
And he was
voting
repeating-
Republican.
He was literally just repeating like great replacement theory shit that you hear from Tucker Carlson every
Awesome.
fucking
Yeah,
night,
No, it's great.
and like actual Republicans all the time.
No, it's great. Just because liberals hate you, Elon, because you're a fucking like anti-union, basically slave driver, doesn't mean they're the party of hate.
That's the funniest part about this is that like Biden famously said in a closed door meeting to billionaires and millionaires that nothing would fundamentally change, and he was right about that. Nothing fundamentally has changed. But even the minor support that Joe Biden has shown to like Chris Smalls, shouts out to Chris Smalls of Amazon Labor Union, by inviting him to the White House is enough for billionaires to fucking panic because they're such little babies, dude. Like they literally run society.
Yeah, I saw a clip of, I don't know if you have this in here, of Elon was like, Democrats are too pro-union. Joe Biden has completely lost the plot because he's just slave to the unions.
Yeah. Like Democrats couldn't even push for a $15 minimum wage at the federal level and like used the bullshit procedural hurdles like the Senate parliamentarian to be like, oh, I guess our hands are tied. We can't do anything. Meanwhile, these guys are fucking freaking out just because Joe Biden says like labor unions are good.
I mean, he announced, now watch the dirty trick campaign against me unfold. He goes on and says, political attacks on me will escalate dramatically in the coming months.
You know what that is, right?
No shit, dumbass.
I think a SEC investigation is underway.
I've heard that. I've read that.
I'm just saying.
Oh, this
Just
is
saying.
the perfect way to get ahead of it.
I'm just
He's
saying.
He's following Trump's playbook. It's pretty
Exactly.
incredible.
Just saying.
He can't like what's he the SEC is a feckless and toothless institution for the most part, but more power to them. I really do hope they get his ass.
Well, Howard responds, when you are explicitly political, you should expect people to treat you as such. What part of that is confusing to you? I'm not surprised at all. That was to inoculate the public. As a prominent vaccine advocate, almost using that like an insult, right?
Yeah.
You should understand that. Yale is the epicenter of woke mind virus, attempting to destroy civilization. Like, holy fuck.
When I think about like
Wait, isn't
epic
Yale-
woke mind
is-
virus,
Isn't
that is
Yale like legacy college, like old money? Like what is it?
100%. That's
How is
exactly
that?
what I was gonna say.
How is Yale?
No, I when I
Yale is
think
like
about
the epicenter of evil in this
Yeah.
country.
when I think about the epicenter of woke mind virus attempting to destroy civilization, I think of the talent farm to the CIA. Like this is literally like Yale is notorious, like Harvard,
Yeah.
for having some of the absolute worst
let's
pieces
see.
of shit, like evil. Yeah.
Is he a Yale alumni?
Yep.
Hell yeah.
There
he
you
is.
see.
Skull and Bones, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
These
Yale
guys
is
are-
like they produce these American psycho people, and they're like
Yeah. This is an institution
crazy,
that
dude.
is
that's why they exist.
prominently and very successfully indoctrinating people into the neoliberal, capitalist, bloodthirsty, pro-American imperialist ideology on a daily fucking basis. But because Elon Musk doesn't even think about those sorts of things, he only thinks about it from like, oh, are they saying like, are they pro-gay? Well, there's the epic woke mind virus.
I think like the Elon's posting at this point is like lol Pepe memes own the living at this point. Like it's so embarrassing. It's really cringe. He's like a child, and he's basically just posting Pepe memes at this point.
But his
And the
fan base loves it. They eat it
No,
up.
the
Look at that,
conservatives-
77,000 likes, dude.
the
They
conservatives
love that shit.
fucking love it. But I'll tell
Yeah.
you what, I don't think conservatives buy Teslas, even loving.
I mean, I don't.
Elon.
It doesn't. You don't really need to sell Teslas to be able to, drive up the Tesla stock price. That's what I was kind of saying
Well,
originally. If that was the case, then-
Listen, I have Teslas. I've had Teslas. I just pre-ordered the BMW new electric coming out, and I'm not going to be driving Teslas anymore. And once there's competition, I think a lot of people who have supported Teslas for the EV and the social movement of it are going to be having wandering eyes at the
mean,
new vehicles coming out.
I personally don't think it's like you're doing like this. I don't believe in like adequate consumption choices like as a viable substitution for like labor organizing. But having said that, I think that Teslas are just dog shit in general. I like my electric vehicle, my Taycan, more than I like the Teslas. That's for sure. Someone who's driven both.
I'm very excited to get a different electric vehicle. So I think once more competition comes out, Tesla's going to fucking
Well, it will destroy.
Bah.
It will destroy one of the main sources of revenue for Elon Musk for many years is the credit swaps like that they engage in. Like there's a EV there's a carbon credit that that like Tesla has been using by basically selling the allocation that like other companies are supposed to have with like EV and like lowering the carbon
Oh,
footprint.
okay.
That has basically funded Tesla for a very long time, like way more than the actual cars itself. Here, I'll pull it up. I'll pull it.
Actually, we're basically out of time, Hassan.
Yeah.
I want to watch this clip because it just shows what a piece of shit he is. It's only 1 minute long. This guy's a fucking.
And by the way,
animal.
Tesla has beat first quarter income expectations with more than double the previous quarter's carbon credit sales. So that's still like a main driver of revenue for him. Another government subsidy, basically.
Of all the other EV startups, which one has impressed you the most?
Well, I think the company making the most progress besides Tesla is actually VW, which is not a startup, but could be viewed in some ways as a startup from an electric vehicle standpoint. So VW is doing the most on the electric vehicle front. I think there will be some very strong companies coming out of China. There's just a lot of super talented, hardworking people in China that are strongly believe in manufacturing, and they won't just be burning the midnight oil; they'll be burning the 3 a.m. oil. So they won't even leave the factory type of thing. Whereas in America, people are trying to avoid going to work at all.
Move to China, bro.
What an insane fucking. First of all, I mean, shouts out to Elon Musk for his
American dream.
solidarity with the Chinese Communist Party. Okay, respect.
I'm glad he just said it though. He's like, listen, I expect my workers to work 22 hours a day.
Yeah, I mean, listen. All I'm saying is,
and not
he
complain
said he's
either.
pro-China, and maybe not so bad. Okay.
Like, dude, get a fucking grip, man. It's crazy that you think it's okay to just come out and say that. Like, holy shit, bro.
Also, you can't be pro-China while simultaneously fucking being like, oh, let's make boring tunnels instead of fucking high-speed rail. Like, because that is one really good thing that the Chinese government has done. Okay.
Or caring about free speech. Let's be honest.
He doesn't give a shit about free speech.
What? That's what he says he wants to buy Twitter for.
Talks about it all the time.
No billionaire has ever cared about free speech, dude. It's like such a dumb thing that like it's just a way to farm idiots to be like.